Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Nishma Samek Shalom Basitzchok. We're holding Metzia Daf Tzadik. We're starting up Pites with base in the bottom of the last line. Tony Obano. Poris Amiraksois Betvul. What does it mean? Poris Amiraksois Betvul. Rashi says you take wheat, you put it into water, you let it dry in the oven, and then the poris go on top of it. In order to remove the outer layer, the outer shell of the wheat. It's called Poris Amiraksois Betvul. And so that continue the Gemara of Tzadik Amud Aleph. That the shoyis b'tshuva ma'aser. So b'tshuva means in that case we talk about that it's already done. It's a finished product. They're just doing it now as part of the regular threshing. It's after the fact that you made something out of it. Now you have to do extra threshing. Or doshas b'tshuva ma'aser. That's enough. Tzadik Amud Aleph on top. When you're doing tshuva ma'aser, not chulin. So in these cases, then you have no problem to muzzle the animal. There's no issue of muzzling by truma, by meiser, and by something which is already completely finished. Right? So you're not over. Because it's marisayim, because it doesn't look right. Maybe blue moisa, but trust that you take whatever she's doing, she's working on wheat, you take some wheat, you put a bull, like a small piece of wood with the wheat on it next to her mouth, let her chew from the wheat, not from the wheat that she's threshing, but from the new wheat, so nobody's going to think that you're not feeding her. And you put it in trust which means in the saddle around her neck. And Rashi explains there's no the Meraksois says because it's already Gemar Malacha. Trua Meiser is not written in the Torah. Torah says the Trua Meiser usually is done only after the finish of the Pulos. Even if you do it earlier, you're still Patur. Torah disagrees. Okay. Shur ben Yochai, just this week, like Boimer, Mevi Kashinim the Toilelo. You put Kashinim specifically. Shak Kashinim Yoifis Lo Minakol. Don't give her any food. Give her the best food for her. The Kashinim is the best food for her. Second one, meaning, what means a question? First, we're just saying now, as we said. If they're working on true meiser, or even it says they are even mishum in a guy who's working on the part of Yisrael, he's not a meaning, if the guy is using the part for his own, if Yisrael is using the part of the guy, he's not allowed to muzzle the animal. So now we're focusing on the Truma and Meiser. Kasha Truma, Trumo. Kasha Meiser, Meiser. Do you have in Truma, Chayim Meiser that? So Bishwa Truma like Kasha. Kam Truma, Kam Gidule Truma. And Truma I can explain to you. Regular Truma, so it's not Chayim, there's no problem muzzling. Gidule Truma, someone took Truma and planted it. Whatever grows is Truma only with the Rabbanim. We learned it in Mesayim Psachim. Rabbanim were guys there. That if you plant truma, it stays truma, so people should not trick the system and plant the truma. So because only the Rabbanon, you're not allowed to muzzle the animal. Ela ma'isa kasha. What about ma'isa? Chitei ma'isa nami kasha kam ma'isa kam gdula ma'isa. We see the same answer. The ma'isa is talking when you plant the ma'isa. This would be doing truma. You can't see this answer. But by truma, we know that if you plant the truma, it has a name of gedula truma. And the gedula ma'isa chulin, you know. Gedula ma'isa is not ma'isa at all. What do you say ma'isa? Now Gidule Tevel, Gidule Meiser Sheni, Chul. So the more I understand, talking about Meiser Sheni. So mainly, if you're talking about you planted it, it's Chulin. It's not a Meiser. Meaning Gidule Tevel, talking about you planted Tevel, it goes back to its original state. And also by Meiser Sheni. So you can't tell me to talk about Meiser that was planted. So the more Kasha, Meiser Rishon or Meiser Sheni. No, talk about Meiser Rishon if is as a din of but by solution, I'm saying that if you have to muzzle the animal. You're allowed to muzzle the animal. But by Sheni, you're not allowed to muzzle the animal. Why? Because Ma'aser Sheni belongs to you. Ma'aser Sheni is not yours. It belongs to the lady. So there, you can't give the animal to eat from it. Ma'aser Sheni is yours, so you should let the animal eat from it. If you may say Ma'aser Sheni, both talk about Ma'aser Sheni. It's how you treat Meiser Sheni. How you made the Meiser Moment Gavo, who belongs to Hegdish. It's not yours, so you don't feed the animal. How you do Meiser Sheni, when we hand it to you, it's yours and therefore you have to feed the animal with it. Says the Gemara, Echidami. What's the case of Truma and Meiser? That before, because once you finish the malacha, once you harvest, so there's no din of l'sachser. So what are we talking about before the harvest? So Truma and Meiser was done before the time. So he did it early when it was still shibolim, when it was still standing grain in the ground. So if you call it, if you say that it's Meiser Sheni, right, and that's why you have to muzzle it, but it needs a chaymo. What do you mean need a chaymo? You're not allowed to eat out of the chaymo. So how can you come and allow the animal to eat it outside of Yerushalayim? So you're right. Talking about it was in the area of Yerushalayim. Pagi, Rashi says, is the wall around Yerushalayim. It's called Pagi Loshoin Beis Pageo. It's the area surroundings of the city. So it's around Yerushalayim, it's part of Yerushalayim, that's where they eat. Depends which Meiser. If it's Meiser Vadai that you have to give, so then you're not allowed the animal to eat from it. If it's only D'mai, the Rabbanon were goyzer to do, so then you're allowed to have the animal eat from it. You should allow the animal to eat from it. So Hashna said, okay, Truma like Kasha, but Truma can say the same answer. Kama Truma Vadai, Kama Truma D'mai. So maybe you say the same thing. The Truma, which is a Vadai Truma, so then you're eating, then you're not allowing the animal to eat from it. But a Truma, which is a Suffolk, you're allowed the animal to eat from it. So that you can't say. Visual Meiser D'mai Iko. Meiser, you're right. There's such a thing as Meiser D'mai. And the Truma D'mai Mi Iko, do you have Truma D'mai? It was Xer on D'mai. What's Xer on D'mai? If you should show Gubchol Gvul Yisrael V'ro'o, Shalom Afisha Truma G'doi B'vat. They didn't know Truma G'doi. Meaning, what is the whole idea of D'mai? The idea of D'mai is, Rabbanan said, they saw that Amei Arotzos are not careful to do Meiser. So the guys, whenever you take fruit from Amahametz, make sure to do a first Meisers. But not Truma. Truma they weren't careful to do. So you don't have such a thing called Truma's D'mai. Only Meiser D'mai. Somewhere like Kasha. Kama Truma's Meiser, Vade Kama Truma's Meiser D'mai. No, you can think there is such a thing called Truma which belongs to Meiser. Truma's Meiser. What's a Truma's Meiser? No, you give it to the when you do the grain, you give the kohen 2%. You give the lady 10%. The lady has to take what he got, and 10% of that, 1 out of 10, he has to give to the kohen. That's part of the meiser. The chosher meiser, the chosher also Truma's meiser. So you're talking about Truma, not regular Truma, Truma's meiser. The 10% the lady gives, if it's vadai, you're not allowed the animal to eat from it. If it's something, you're allowed. Now they ask a question regarding this idea, the idea of Muslim. She's eating, and as she's eating, she has diarrhea. Now, do you have to feed her because it's good for her? This is not good for her. She's getting sick. Or the reason is because you want her, because she sees the food and she wants to eat. And when you muzzle the animal, you're causing her to suffer. It says in the Brisa, we saw before, you give her to eat kashim, that's the best thing. You see here, even though she's threshing, she's working on wheat, you don't give her to wheat. You give her to give kashim, because it's better for her. Why give her the kashim? She's seeing the wheat that she's mitzvah. You see, maybe I don't care what mitzvah. I want to give her whatever is good for her. That's another question. Can a person tell a goy, go and muzzle my animal, and you go and use it for disha, for threshing on the tool? When they said they're not allowed to tell Nochi to say something like a Shabbos. On Shabbos, he just kill him. Can you tell a guy to do it for you? Now, here's very interesting. Because Rashi learns what we're talking about. Look at Rashi. Rashi says, Rashi says, last line of Rashi, Disha Shalcha. He's telling the guy to do it for himself. So the Rishonim ask Rashi, do it for yourself, what's the problem? He's using your animal to do it for himself. So therefore they want to say, no, talk about this. He's telling the guy to do it for his Disha. He wants to have his animals work on his Disha. He's telling the guy to do it for himself, for the Yisrael, not for the guy's sake, for the Yisrael's sake. That's a regular shus. It's like a Shabbos. It's telling the guy to open the light for me. Question is why Rashi disagrees. This is a discussion over here in the Achronim. According to Rashi, Pashas means that you allow your animal to suffer. You're causing the animal to suffer. So says the Gemara. So Toshma, Nochri Adash Parza Shei Yisrael Ein Rabim Shuvot Tachsim says clearly that a guy uses the animal of Yisrael with muzzled. He's not able to tachsim. Me'abu D'Le'ov, he's not able to Yisur. HaYisur Yik at least Yisur D'Rabbanim Meshus. So you know that's not a right. But you know the Yisur never like there's no Yisur even D'Rabbanim. Hayitanya say you want to say the next part. The Yisrael Hadosh Ve'Parza Shel Oiver. If Yisrael will use the animal of a guy, use Oiver the Yisur Lav. Tani Reisha Ein Oiver. So we said the Reisha the Lashon Ein Oiver, but it could be means it's not only Oiver D'Raisa. It's also no Yisur D'Rabbanim. So what Toshma, the Sholchul Lavu, the Shmuel, they sent a message to the father Shmuel, Halin, Trey, Toiri, these Shvorim, these oxen, in that cycle base. The Ganve Aramoy Uminakchim Yerson. They go and steal it. And they cause them serious. How do you say that in English? They cause them to be they're not able to
castrate.
What?
Castrate.
So why are they doing it in the Goyim? The Goyim know that the Yisrael are not allowed to do serious. So they steal it from the Yisrael and do it for them and really doing them a favor. So, Mao, can you use it or not? They give it back to them. Because they're better when they have a serious. They did aroma, meaning the Goyim are tricking the system on behalf of the Yisrael. So you have to do, you're not allowed to enjoy this. You have to do aroma as well and steal it and sell it. You have to get rid of it. Say, well, no. That's not a raya. That you're not allowed to tell a guy to do for you something on your behalf. Here it means, the reason is, because this Bandama holds that a guy is also not allowed to castrate. A guy is also a Yisur. So you're causing a guy to do an Aveir. But whenever a guy is not an Aveir, like a stop saying, then maybe a guy can do for you. Says the Gemara, maybe it means you could sell it, not to use it. Because now someone's going to benefit from it. You sell it to Shchita, so you're not enjoying the castration. You force it to sell, it's already bad, but you could sell it even for plowing. Says the Gemara Pshito, okay, so the Gemara did not push the suffix if you have a problem of shus. So Pshito, B'noi Godol K'achedami. His older son is like somebody else. He's not considered to be that he's doing it. Okay. Right? So in other words, if a person is allowed to sell, right? Once the guy did something wrong with the animal, castrated it, are you allowed to go and sell it to somebody else? Or are you allowed to sell it to somebody else? Are you allowed to you'll sell it to your older kid, to your child who's an adult? That's it, that's fine, it's still a acher. But what about a young child? Ravachi Yosef, Ravashi Shoy, Achloikis. Here Mezutra, V'amilu Hani Trei Chasidi. Here Mezutra, these two Chasidim, Makafei Adai, they used to do the truth, they used to do the serious, the guy used to do it for them, and then they used to give it to the other one, right? Miriam would give Mezutra give Miriam. Okay, so that's the Gemara says, in other words, you could, even though we're guys there, it's aroma, you have to get rid of it, but you don't have to completely lose out of it. So more now, regarding muzzling the animal. If a person puts a thorn in her mouth and she can't eat because of that, is that a problem or not? It's more Yeshiva Chasim Alisi. What do you mean? Yeshiva, that's really muzzling. He didn't do it. It went on its own. Is that considered to be muzzling? He has to take it out or not? What about you? He put a lion outside. No. Here, Bitzlo is more Chasim Alisi, and he puts a lion there and she's scared to death. So it's considered to be muzzling. You put a lion over there. What about he put her son there? She's very worried about her son, about her calf. She's not eating. So what about that? Tais explains this. I'm saying, in other words, discussing putting in a thorn in the mouth. That's mamish like a muzzle. They're talking about a lion which is a little bit outside. They're talking about a kid which is considered to be even more because it's not, she cares about a kid, but not as the fear she has for the lion. And also we should point out that by the kid, the Gemara is not saying that it was on his own. He put it there. It's also the Gemara understands that as a suffix. What if she's thirsty? She's not interested in eating because she's so thirsty. What if he covered the grain with a mat? She can't see it. The owner of the cow can make the cow starve because he doesn't want to feed her. So he says, tomorrow I know that someone's going to hire her to work in the field. I'm going to starve her today, so tomorrow he's going to go and eat a lot. And the owner who's renting the cow, he can put some straw above his grain so she won't eat a lot. So one understands what does it mean? He's going to cover the wheat with something else. That's like covering with the mat. So Shani also the says the Gemara, there it's different because there she's eating. When you put a mat in front of her, she's not eating at all. But when you're putting a straw above the grain, she's eating at least a straw. You basically know the answer. Not talking about to cover the grain. We're talking about similar to the what we said regarding the owner of the cow. The owner of the cow can starve the cow the night before in order for her to eat a lot. The owner of the field can feed the animal before she goes to work, so she's not so hungry, like we said before, and she goes and she eats. She's not going to eat as much in the field. Each one can shrink a little bit the system to influence the cow to eat a lot or to eat less. So we don't have a raya regarding covering it. But we have Yunus Rabbi Simai. Rabbi asked Rabbi Simai the following question. If he was chaysim, he blocked the animal, he muzzled her before he started working. It says not to muzzle the animal while it's threshing, while it's working, but he was before. The term means don't thresh, don't do daish with a muzzled animal. Not that you're going to muzzle her there. But if she's already muzzled, it's a problem. Meaning, learn from your father what he said regarding something else. It says the following pasuk. It says, don't drink wine and beer, the Koyanim, when they come to work in Beis HaMikdash. Only when you come in, you're not allowed to drink. But if you drank before you went into Beis HaMikdash, and then you went in, the course sounds okay. So, the Torah says I wanted to separate between holiness and not holy. And the holy, you're not drunk. So it doesn't matter if you're drinking in the Beis HaMikdash, you're outside. For mice, you're drunk. So it says in the Torah, doesn't mean when you come in, don't drink. It means when you come in, don't be drunk. Don't drink, don't come in with the influence of alcohol. Right? DWI. Don't drive while under the influence. Don't do a avoid while under the influence. That's what it means, don't come in with the wine, with the impression of the wine. So also here, it means so not don't muzzle her. Don't make her thresh with a muzzle. So you're not allowed to do it even before. Says the Gemara, someone who muzzles the animal, but he doesn't do any work. He puts two animals together, but he doesn't do the work with them. Potter. There's no chiyuv over there. The only issur is only the one who's actually making the avoid, making the animal work, either with a muzzle or with kilayim. But to prepare them before, on that, you don't have an issur. The issur is not on that, and we'll continue from this toshma in the next daf, B'ez Hashem tomorrow night. Kol tushkech.